everybody, I am Anon E Moose, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Leafgreen. In the last episode, we picked up our starter, delivered Oak's, Provoke's parcel, and this was after 3 takes of recording that, thanks to technical difficulties, but I'm hoping that this one will be a lot better. So, now on this route, starting right off here, we have 2 available Pokemon for us to catch. They both have a 50-50 chance of appearing, so there's no preference on the matter, really. First off, we have Pidgey, the normal flying type. It's your generic bird Pokemon. It's now, for the record, don't take me saying something is generic as saying it's terrible. Pidgey is actually a really good Pokemon, and it's better than a lot of people give it credit for, because it evolves twice, at levels that let its stats stay good throughout the entirety of the game. So you're never going to feel like your Pidgey and its evolved forms are lacking in stats. So that's never going to be a problem for you, and that can make it appealing to just about anyone. Plus, I personally just love flying types, so maybe I'm biased. Who knows? And of course, our other option is Rattata, the standard normal type. Rattata is just kind of meh. Again, not terrible, just meh. Eradicate has really good crit moves, so if that's your style, also Hidden Potion here. If doing high damage at the expense of having some weaknesses is your style, then I would recommend Eradicate for just about anyone, but be prepared to possibly replace it down the road. So let's head up here and see what we got available to us here. Well, now I've had my coffee, and that's what I need to get going. What is that red box you have? Ah, so you're working on your Pokedex. How did they know about this if Oak had not released this invention to the public yet? I ask you! Then let me give you a word of advice. Whenever you catch a Pokemon, the Pokedex automatically updates its data. You don't know how to catch a Pokemon? Excuse me? Then I suppose I better show you then. This tutorial is, as far as I know, not skippable, so I just figured I should show you. Catching a Pokemon is fairly simple, as this guy's going to demonstrate. You want to weaken it first, preferably, but you simply, well, as he's demonstrating here, throw a Pokeball, and it'll calculate your chances of catching it with every shake, and if you get 3 shakes without interruption, then it clicks to indicate that you successfully captured your Pokemon. You can only have 6 on your team, so if you have more, if you have 6 and you catch another one, it'll automatically send it to the PC I showed you in the Pokemon Center in the last episode, and you can retrieve it there. It was about as educational as normal school, at least. If you don't understand something you don't understand, watch that. I'll teach you basics about being a Pokemon trainer. Speaking of basics, I believe somewhere around here there's a Pokemon Academy, if I can find it. I'm trying to memorize all my notes. Okay, yeah, right here. Yeah, great academy here with 1 student. The blackboard lists Pokemon status problems. The status problems are fairly simple, so I'm just going to go over them really quickly. If you're burned, your attack drops by 50%, and it does 1/8 of your maximum HP every turn. If you freeze, you can't move until you thaw. If you're paralyzed, your speed is cut by 1/4, and you can't attack 1/4 of the time. Poison does the same as burn in terms of taking damage away, but you also lose 1 HP for every 5 steps taken outside of battle, and if you sleep, you cannot move for 1 to 6 turns. Alright, wasn't that educational? Now, going over here, there's actually something really important to us over here, Route 22. There's 2 new Pokemon available to us here. Instead of Pidgey, we have Spearow. Spearow is your... if you don't want a Pidgey, Spearow's also a really good option. Spearow does really good damage as opposed to Pidgey, who's rather bulky. However, I don't feel that Fearow has Pidgeot's survivability over the course of the game. So, I personally recommend Pidgeot over Fearow, but Jesus, that doesn't make Spearow any less usable than Pidgey. However, the other Pokemon here is of much more interest to us. Mankey, the fighting type. Mankey is the fastest fighting type in the game, and there's one right here. The fastest fighting type in the game as of this generation. Combine that with how hard it can hit, and the fact that shortly after catching it, it can learn Low Kick, a move that will really come in handy against Brock, the first gym leader. So for those reasons, and the fact that I really love Primeape, I'm going to be adding a Mankey to my team. If I can catch it, that is. Going back to Spearow, not in the form of a bio, just going back to Spearow really briefly, I'm also going to be catching a Spearow. I didn't want to catch a Pidgey just because I didn't feel like it fit on the roster I had intended, but I think Spearow will have an interesting place on it, so I'm going to be catching one of those as well. I forgot to read its Pokedex entry, but basically Mankey's pissed off all the time. That's all you need to know. It's a female Mankey, so feel free to suggest nicknames in the comments. Okay, I'm going to catch a Spearow real quick and go heal, and then I'm going to come back because there's something else for us here. I didn't want another Mankey. It's the exact same Mankey! Just burn it away. Get it away from me, Charmander. I don't want it. I do not want it in a house. I do not want it near a mouse. Come on. Here, just finish off the scratch. There you go. I love the Pokemon cries in this. This is also a really good experience, anyhow. Actually, real quick, before I forget, let's check out Mankey's moves real quick. Quiet Nature, Met and Root 22 at level 4, Prevent Sleep, that's actually pretty good. And it only knows Scratch and Leer. I'm gonna want to level it up a little bit later, because, again, Low Kick it can learn fairly quickly, and that is super useful against Brock. To explain, Low Kick is a move that does more damage based on how heavy your opponent is. Brock uses primarily rock types, one of whom is a giant Onyx. So I'll let you guys are smart, you guys do the math on that one. So if Charmander doesn't know Metal Claw by the time I get there, Mankey will be an amazing substitute. God, I know there's Spearows here, I just need to get one. I not only played this game already, but I also friggin' at least glanced at a walkthrough before doing this. So I know there's Spearows here. I don't even think they're that super rare. I'm just getting really unlucky. Come on, Spearow, Spearow, Spearow. Yeah! Spearow's cry is actually pretty nice. Alright, I'm kind of concerned that my Charmander may kill it, but let's just give it a quick scratch. God damn it! Charmander, you crit at the worst times! You're not supposed to crit inconveniently until X and Y comes out, because then Poke-Me will make you super affectionate, and then you'll kill everything I want to catch. God damn it! Alright. Jesus, I didn't mean to sound so violent there, sorry. I'm very sick, and I think I'm running a fever now by the time I'm recording this. I'm just upset in general. Oh yeah, you don't kill the Mankey. It's just because it wasn't a crit is all. I'll just chuck Pokeballs at the next one. Oh, I completely forgot. Jesus, I'm sorry. If I remember correctly, I feel like this actually might be incorrect, so I really apologize if this is wrong. But if I recall correctly, wait. No, actually, no, hang on, never mind. Because I could have sworn that in Fire Red version, which I'm not playing, you should be able to catch Ekans on this route. But then it occurred to me that that actually might not be the case, and I'd rather not make claims I can't back up. So, if there is an Ekans here, I'll make a note of it in post. Okay, good, another Spearow. But, so yeah, if you can catch Ekans here, I'll put a quick bio of it on screen, but I don't want to, like, make mention of it if I'm not certain you can catch it. Okay, this Spearow's level 5. Just don't crit. Okay, better. Okay, good, my attack fell, actually, so I'll risk another scratch. Okay, good, good. Okay, I'm not gonna go any further. Okay, I guess while I'm trying to catch the Spearow real quick, there's one other thing I want to mention. Charmander's Ember. The reason that's better than Scratch, not only because it's a generally better move, but there's another reason. Those of you who aren't in the competitive community won't be familiar with this, but there's a term in Pokemon known as Stab, same type attack bonus. Basically, so when I say Stab, that generally speaking, that's what I mean. Stab basically means that moves like Ember, that's a fire type, Charmander also being fire type, will do more damage. And that's really useful for obvious reasons. Alright, thank you for waiting. Restored your Pokemon to full health. Hope to see you again. Another reason Spearow will actually be useful to us, because I probably should have mentioned this earlier, Mankey is really good for Brock. Spearow, we're going to be going through Viridian Forest shortly, which has plenty of bug types, which are weak to flying types. So that's another reason I wanted to have a flying type by the time I got there. Not because it's hard necessarily, but because, you know, it's a good opportunity. Now, right here, there's going to be a battle with your rival. So be prepared before you go this way. That's why I fully healed before I did this. I'm going to have Mankey at the front, because I want to use it on his first Pokemon. And here he goes. Moose. Hey, Anon! You're off to the Pokemon League? Forget about it. You probably don't have any badges, do you? The guard won't let you through without them. By the way, did your Pokemon get any stronger? And he challenges you unceremoniously to a battle. Now, this battle is going to be different based on which starter you picked. So I'm going to be going over what it's going to be like for me, but only his starter will be different. This Pidgey, on the other hand, will always be the same. Pidgey, male, level 9, ability for as Keen Eye, Tackle, Sand Attack, and Gust for its moves. Now, crap. Now, I've already made a slight miscalculation, actually. I put Mankey at the front because Pidgey is part normal type, which would mean fighting type moves would be super effective. I was an idiot, however, forgetting that Mankey doesn't know low kick yet. So that's just going to be the beginning of my inevitably horrible miscalculations. But we have more Pokemon than him, so we can outlast him. Unless he continues sand attacking me, because that's going to get on my goddamn nerves. God, I hate sand attack. Flinging sand in your opponent's eyes. Have you no honor? Apparently not, given that you're proceeding to ram your head into me at full force now when I can't accurately defend myself. This is actually kind of sucking for me. But on the bright side, we killed Pidgey. Alright, so there goes Pidgey. It's actually good to throw your Pokemon out, because this is before the experience share buffed everybody, so throwing Pokemon out and then retrieving them and throwing out someone stronger was, at this point, the best way to level yourself up. Now, here, I'm gonna have to just kind of whittle him down. He's sending out Squirtle. It'll be the starter strong against you for who uses different starters. However, one thing they will all have in common is that by this point, they will know a move that is super effective against you. So it's very important to bear that in mind, because you do not want to send your starter, who is probably going to be stronger than most of your team, out. You do not want to. You don't want to deal with that, to say the least. All right, just growl, growl. All right. What I was trying to do is, I don't intend for Spearow to survive this. What I wanted to do was lower his attack so that Squirtle would do less damage to everyone else, because he lowered Spearow's defense while I lowered Squirtle's attack. But if Spearow goes down, then his attack is still lowered, but Spearow's lower defense doesn't apply to everyone else, as you will see here. Now, hopefully this can make up for both my type disadvantage and my friggin' my type disadvantage and my lack of strong teammates to back me up. I might not win this battle, unfortunately, but not a whole lot I can do about that, unfortunately. Alright, use Tackle. Scratch. As you can see, I'm not doing a whole lot to him, but, you know, not a whole lot I can do about that. Now, Mankey, I'm going to sacrifice you a bit here, buddy. I'm going to use one of my potions to heal Charmander, so that I will be at full health and he will not. And there goes Mankey. I don't have any revives, so there's nothing I can do about him. Because I'm going to need all the health I can get to make up for the type disadvantage here, because he's going to use... Unless he decides to lower my defense. Okay, yeah, he's going for the lower my defense ploy, since I lowered his attack. But he has Bubble. I believe Bulbasaur would have Absorb, and Charmander, of course, would have Ember. But we won! Charmander, however, will get all the experience for that. Sucks to be Mankey. And Spearow, I guess. Defeated rival moves. Aw, you just lucked out. Kinda, actually. It was mostly just, you know, random strategy as I came up with on the spot. I heard the Pokemon League is crawling with tough trainers. I have to figure out how to get past them. You should quit dawdling and get a move on. Hope you have a wild encounter in that grass. Ha! Karma didn't bite me in the butt this time. Alright, so we have captured 2 new teammates, Mankey and Spiro, who are currently unconscious. Defeated our rival once again through sheer guile and willpower. And in the next video, we will be making way to Viridian Forest after exploring a little bit more of this city. And see what we will accomplish there. I will see you guys then.